morning class. Here we are with the video tutorial notes on fractions. As you can see, I'm in my purple shirt, so it is Tuesday. I hope to get this out to you guys before class today. I haven't been getting emails though, so I hope everyone knows how to do all this stuff. This video is going to be on fractions, and then the second one today that I'm going to come out with is going to be on decimals. So please, please, please check them out. Make sure your notes are good, and see you in class today. Alright class, so here we go. Here's chapter notes on 2.1. Section 1 of chapter 2 is on multiplying fractions. 2.2 was dividing fractions. And 2.3 is dividing mixed numbers. So I'm going to go over all the tricks for these three. Try to remember, this should be review for you. And really pay attention to how we do this. Here we go. So 2.1, multiplying fractions. If you remember how to do this, this should be great review for you. If you don't remember how to do this, please pay attention or come see me as soon as possible. So we are going to find the value of 1/4 times 3/5. And all you have to do is multiply the numerator and the denominator. So we can set it up like that. We can see 1 times 3 is 3, 4 times 5 is 20. This cannot be simplified. Remember, there's a couple tricks to simplify before you multiply, but we multiplied straight across, and even still, this cannot be simplified. So 3/20 is the answer. And the trick here is we multiply straight across, or you can think of it as you multiply the numerator, which is the number on top, times the other numerator, and then the denominators, which is the number on bottom. So 1 times 3, 4 times 5. Now, when we find the value of a mixed number, we first need to create an improper fraction. And we do that by multiplying the whole number times the denominator and then adding it to the numerator. And then we multiply straight across. So 3 times 9 and 5 times 8 is 27/40. That also cannot be simplified. So we're done. Remember when we have to first write 1/8 as an improper fraction, then just like a normal multiplication, numerator times the numerator and denominator times the denominator. Always remember you can pause these videos at any time. Here are a few exercises, practice problems for multiplying fractions. So always in our notes we're going to have a little explanation of how to do it with example problems and then a couple practice problems. So here we go. Make sure you write the answer in simplest form. Number 1, 1/8 times 5/7. Number 2, 3/10 times 4/5. And number 3, 2/7 times the whole number of 4 and 4/9. So you can pause the video now and practice these. And we're going to do them. So you times the numerator times the numerator and denominator times the denominator is 556. Number 2, 3 times 4, 10 times 5. This one can actually be simplified, so you could see that before you multiplied if you want. I did it after I multiplied. It always works. And you see how I added those lines and made it nice and messy? Please do not do that. So we converted it for 4/9 to an improper fraction, and then we multiplied straight across. Then we converted it back to a mixed number. And always draw little 3D cubes at the end if you want. All right, 2.2, dividing fractions. When we divide fractions, remember, they're just like multiplying, but there's a trick we have to do first. So we have 3/7 divided by 5/8. We have to multiply by the reciprocal. So we change the division to a multiplication problem, and we flip the fraction. And then we multiply straight across like a normal multiplication problem. So 3 times 8 and 7 times 5, which is 24/35. So multiply by the reciprocal is the trick that we have to remember. So 5/8 turns into 8/5. A reciprocal is just flipping a fraction. So the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. First, we would turn it into an improper fraction. And then all you do is multiply. Just like before, numerator times the numerator, denominator times the denominator, or the language I like to use is just multiply straight across. And that's how we divide fractions. All right. right, so here are some practice problems for dividing fractions. So here we go, 1/9 divided by 2/5, and 8/9 divided by 3. Pause it and see if we can do this. So remember the trick, you just multiply by the reciprocal, so we flip 2/5 and change the division to a multiplication, and then we multiply straight across. 5/18, check it, done. Remember we add the 1 underneath the whole number, and then we flip it, and so you get 8/9 times 1/3, 8 times 1, 9 times 3, 8/27. Remember, slow the video down, pause, that was a pretty quick one, but hopefully you paused and did them first. Now we're on to 2.3, which is dividing mixed numbers. So we want to find the value of 3 3/4 divided by 1 1/2. So when you divide mixed numbers, first you have to turn both into improper fractions. So you get 15/4 because 3 times 4 is 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, and then you get 3/2, so 15/4 divided by 3/2. So just remember, write each one as an improper fraction. Then we multiply by the reciprocal. So we switch the division sign to a multiplication sign, and we flip the second fraction. And so we get 15 times 2 and 4 times 3. This time I decided to do some simplifying before I multiplied. They were really obvious to me. So 5 times 1 and 2 times 1, you get 5/2, which can be converted to 2 1/2. So once we write the fraction as improper, we multiply by the reciprocal. Then we just multiply the fractions by numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. All right, let's do some practice of these. Really, the best way to get better at these is just to practice. So 1 2/5 divided by 4/7, and we have 2 3/8 divided by 3/5. Remember, pause the video right now to try these on your own. And we're going to do these quickly. So we converted 1 2/5 to 7/5. Then we divided by 4/7. 7/5 times 7/4 because we multiply by the reciprocal. We get 49/20 or 2 9/20. So I made it into a mixed number. Same thing here. I converted it into an improper fraction, multiplied by the reciprocal, got 95 over 24, and then it turned into 3 over 23/24. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy. Later today will be the video on how to multiply, divide, and add and subtract decimals.